What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video. I talk about stats quite a lot, right? Like who's good early, but I'm limited to what I can find, seeing as Riot doesn't really release everything. This time though, we have some stats for the best champions with first blood. So like who, if you get a lead on, will be the most likely to win the game, and also for the roles. Let me know what you think of this idea. I kind of want to do this with more stuff. Riot released these stats though, so you can check them in the description if you want to. Now first blood is 400 gold, by the way, and the assist pool is worth 200. So if you weren't sure, assist gold is half of what the kill is worth, shared between all who assist on it. So the first thing is, who are the best champions at getting first blood? Talon is going to be at number 1, 25%. Pantheon is the closest at 20%, and then Katarina third at 20%. You can see the other 10 on screen now, but the first AD actually in this entire list is going to be at number 20, and that's Kalista with 15% of the time. Talon and Pantheon are no real surprise for me here. They're both very aggressive, and they have 3 combat abilities, right? Which means more damage at level 3, and they can actually dive in and fight somebody. They also tend to take ignite. That's going to be one of the big things. Katarina being third though is a bit of a surprise, since she doesn't really do a ton early or isn't seen as an oppressive champion really. Maybe it's the daggers adding up when she hits level 3. Fiora is also supposed to be a late game champion, but she gets first blood in 17% of her games, number 9 out of every single champion. Trinity being on here as well is not really a surprise actually, because you can cheese so many kills with a cheeky crit. AD carries not even making an appearance until 20 is weird for me though, so let's see what roles are the best at getting first blood overall. So the role share in the top 20 is going to be mid with 3 champions, top lane with 8, jungle 8, AD carry 1, and support 0. Mid is such an aggressive lane normally, but I bet this is kind of because we're seeing more farm mages and it's a shorter lane. So if you mess up, you can actually flash your tower quite easily. Jungle is no real surprise though. You have more chance to kill someone if you can run into a lane and gank them. You have 3 lanes to choose from. Chances are one of them is going to be gankable. Top lane having so many is actually pretty interesting though. It is a longer lane, right? So you have further to run away if you mess up, and there are also more bruiser champions like melee, so it's not as safe. I guess the champions right now are quite aggressive. It's a bit more of a punishing lane, and also you have to remember most junglers start on the bot side of the map and go to top lane as their first gank. The surprises here in the top 20 though. Kindred is number 12. In 16% of games she gets first blood, and I don't exactly think of her as a ganking champion really. The same with Xin Zhao, who's number 13. Both have decent healthy clear though, so I guess that means they can gank a bit earlier maybe. Darius is number 19 though actually, and I would have thought he'd be higher up actually. Maybe swap with Fiora. That's where I would have predicted these would have been. What about in the top 50 though? This will give us a good spread of actually on average what the roles look like. So mid lane has 8 champions, top lane has 21, jungle has 17, AD carry still only has 4, and support has 0. The breakdown for the roles doesn't actually change much. They stay about the same, but top lane takes the lead as the best role to get first blood with. The AD carries in here, by the way, the 4 of them are Kalista, Twitch, Draven, and then Jhin at number 50. Twitch is probably a lot about jungle actually as well, I assume, like a cheeky red to gank route, which means he looks better at getting first blood than other ADs. A couple of other surprises: Master Yi is number 24 on this list, and Shaco is number 25. I would not have thought Yi would be above Shaco. Shaco is like the ultimate ganker, and Master Yi is like the ultimate farmer. It just doesn't really make sense, but I guess this is the way it works. Zed is all the way down at number 45, where I would have assumed he'd be a bit higher. Like Anivia, for example, Talia are apparently more likely to get first blood than he is. Yasuo is also number 23, and surprising when I thought Yasuo is only fed early. They don't get kills. To be honest, rank 20 to 30 is mostly just junglers and a few top laners actually, so those 2 roles are really the best you can play to get a lead early. The worst champions at getting first blood are almost all supports except Veigar and Heimerdinger, who are apparently the worst except the supports are getting first blood. Now getting it in the first place isn't everything though, right? What about who's the best with it? Like who is the highest win rate after you get first blood? This is really where AD carries come in way more. Giving them an early kill can be much more impactful. So getting into the top 10, then number 1 is going to be Aurelion Sol, which is 66% of the time. If he gets first blood, he wins the game. Karthus is next up, Draven, Jinx, Swain, Twitch, Talon, Quinn, Ivern, and then Misfortune. Anything over a 60% win rate is pretty crazy for just getting 400 gold worth of a kill, right? But it's often what they can do with that afterwards. This is kind of where you have to read into the stats a bit more. So like Aurelion Sol, Talon, and Quinn all roam, and they use that gold to get more gold. They basically use it to impact the rest of the map. Karthus, Draven, Jinx, Twitch, and Misfortune all scale with items really well. So getting more gold early means they get quicker items and quicker damage. Ivern and Swain, for example, they scale with items, but in a different way. Like they're more durable and they're harder to kill. So the enemies don't have the gold or the items yet to kill them. If we're looking at the best to get first blood role-wise for the top 20, it's top lane with 1 champion, jungle with 8, mid 3, and AD carry with 8, support with 0. This is the complete opposite from before, except except with the jungle. So in theory, jungle is the best overall at getting first blood and using it to win a game. Top lane gets first blood a lot, but it doesn't really help them win the game that much more than normal. AD carries don't get them as much, but when they do, it massively helps them win a game. And finally, mid lane is the middle ground, the average one. So in the general game then, what is more important? First blood, a first tower, first dragon, or first baron? First blood gives you a 59% chance to win the game afterwards. First tower is a 72% win chance. First dragon would be 68% and first baron would be 82%. So actually, getting that first tower gold, the global gold for your team, is the most important thing you can do in the game if you want to stand the highest chance of winning it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like if you did. I found it really fun and I definitely want to do some more if I can find some more stats. Let me know what you think though, and for now, let's go to the robots.